they said I didn't feel guilty enough about the things that I had allowed to happen before I was raped. By the time the next week came around, and I couldn't believe what I had heard, and so I brought it up, which was a bad thing. You don't want to question anything that they've told you, or you know, have any thoughts about that. And so I brought it up, saying I couldn't believe that you read me this scripture saying that it was my fault. And they said, oh, well, that wasn't to minimize what happened to you, but we were just making the point that this is how things should be. It's totally contradicting themselves, you know, saying this wasn't minimizing what happened to you, but at the same time this was your responsibility to do this. And I don't know how much of that you've seen in the watchtowers or how much that you know about, but as far as how they've changed that rule on the whole screaming thing several times. Well, I just talked to my mom just about a month or two ago about that very thing, because she always wants to say, this wasn't the society, Amy, these brothers made a mistake. You know, these are just imperfect men, and they're doing the best that they could, and they just made a bad choice. And I said, that is so absolutely not true. They went right by Watchtower standards. I mean, they followed it by the book. This was how they were supposed to handle someone like me. She said, oh, no, that's not true. And I said, yeah, it is. I said, it was just my bad luck that I got raped a bad year, because had it been 5 years or 10 years earlier, the same outcome wouldn't have happened. So it is. And they've probably changed it about every 10 years or so, I'd say. It seems to me. Oh my gosh. It was more than at 17 I was equipped to handle at all. So then I was living on my own, without my family, without my religion, without my God, without my friends, without anything. And I was horribly depressed. I mean, absolutely horribly depressed. I lost probably 15 pounds, and I didn't sleep, and I didn't eat, and I can't even say that I cried that much. I think I was beyond even feeling that kind of, besides the fact that I really needed to work through how angry I was, not only at Jeff, but at my parents, and at the elders, and for this whole religion. I mean, it was all I knew, and it was all I had, but yet it was the very thing that had hurt me the very most. So at the same time, you want it back because it's all you know, but at the same time, you're so angry and hate what they did to you, and how they could just turn their back on you, and these people who claim that they loved you, and only under certain conditions. I mean, yeah, if you follow all the rules and you behave and you be the little submissive woman that we want you to be, sure, we'll love you. I was told that not to really bother praying anymore, because now that I was his fellowship, Jehova wouldn't listen to my prayers. So not only had they taken away God, I mean, they took God away from me. They said, you don't talk to him because he's not going to listen to you. That to me was, I mean, they can take God away from you. I mean, nobody should ever be able to take that relationship away from you. And I went out to my car to clean it out, and I found this pamphlet, and I read it, and for the first time in my whole life, it was like literally like these witness goggles, like these blinds came off my, I saw clarity like I'd never seen it. It was a turning point. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. It was that clear. Like, it's like I'd been living in this fog for the first 19 years of my life, and all of a sudden I just saw this for what it was.